A significant moment as key allies, South Africa and Brazil, are meeting as the globe is anxious after the renewed conflict in Iran. The two countries are influential players in the global south as members of IPSA, G20, BRICS and other multilateral bodies. They are very concerned about the situation in the Middle East.
Our visit to Brazil takes place against the backdrop of renewed conflict in the Middle East. We reiterate our call for the peaceful resolution of disputes in line with the United Nations Charter, and we condemn the loss of life, particularly the lives of civilians, and the destruction of vital infrastructure in that part of the world.
I told President Ramaphosa of my deep concern with the scaling up of conflict in the Middle East, which represents a serious threat to international security and peace with wide-reaching economic and humanitarian impacts. These conflicts produce deleterious effects on the energy, input and food chains. It is the most vulnerable, above all children and women, who suffer the most severe impact of this crisis.
The two leaders have recommitted to boost trade between the two giants.
Deepening economic cooperation is imperative, particularly now as the world is faced by tariffs that seem to be very unfair on a number of countries. We are the two countries that must be trading much more on a much more friendly basis. So South Africa remains committed to strengthening cooperation with Brazil in agriculture, agro-processing, and value-added exports.
Brazil agrees that they need to scale up investments.
We saw that the trade relations is not at the level of the potential that our countries have. The annual exchange between Brazil and South Africa has been standing still for almost 20 years, reaching recently $2.3 billion. Brazil, with 215 million inhabitants, South Africa has 62 million inhabitants. South Africa is the most industrialized country in the African continent. We're the most industrialized country in Latin America.
We regard Brazil as a strategic partner in more ways than one, and we value your cooperation and also collaboration on a number of issues and areas. South Africa and Brazil share a commitment to equality, economic growth, and the eradication of poverty.
Another key area of cooperation is defense. Latin America's superpower says it's keen to work with Africa's most industrialized economy in this sector.
Here in South America, we present ourselves as a region of peace. I mean, we haven't got any nuclear weapons here. No one has, atomic weapons in this region. Our drones are used in agriculture for science and technology, and we don't use drones for war. So we thought and think of defense as, dissuasion, but I'm not sure if Comrade Ramaphosa can see that if we do not prepare ourselves in the area of defense, we might get invaded at some point,
Meanwhile, Brazil says it will continue to support South Africa as a G20 member after Pretoria has been excluded from participating in this year's leg by the US, which is currently chairing the global body. Khumalo, SABC News, Johannesburg.